Welcome to the fourth episode of Family Life Cycle. Today we will be talking about families with school-going children. The age group will be from 6 to 12. In the previous videos, I have been talking about the first thing, parenting tips, and the other one was how to maintain couples intimacy. Today, I will not be talking much about couples intimacy, but I would like to reiterate it again that all through our family life cycle, having our couples intimacy intact and thriving is very crucial for our family life in general, not just for us as couple, but for our children as well. And therefore, if you're someone who have not yet watched the other previous videos that I have been uploading about family life cycle, I will leave the link in the description box. Kindly check in and get ideas about how to keep your couple's intimacy alive. That will go a long way. And with that, let's get into the parenting tips. Once again, I'm very sure that you would not want to miss out the last point that I will be mentioning. Of course, every point that I am sharing is because I know that these are important. I feel that these are important while raising our school-going children. But again, I think the last one that I mentioned, that will be very important. And as parents, we need to be sensitive about these things. We need to be educated about these things and be there for our children. So stay tuned in. So beginning with the first one, I would say is at this phase, disciplining is very important. So before the age of 6, from 0 till 5, what they need from us as parents is unconditional love. This does not mean that we should not be disciplining them at younger age. Of course, they will need that. But more than ever, now at this phase, when they are from 6 to 12, this is very much the appropriate stage where they need to be disciplined in love. And therefore, I would say that this phase is one of the very important phase where we can really shape them. Of course, every individual is different, and we need to understand our children as unique beings, need to understand their personality differences and to groom them, bring them up likewise. However, this is a phase where we can really try to bring out the best in them. The words that we speak, the way we mold them and shape them, it's going to have a lifetime impact in them. We often read in the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. There it says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn away from it." This is the phase where this word, this Bible verse is very much practical for our children. So I really want to be talking about disciplining very much, but I think if I continue doing that, it will take a long time. So what I would do is after I finish this family life cycle series, I will take a time to make a video about strokes. Now, this strokes is not about the physical challenges that we used to face, physical sickness, but it's totally different. It's to do with parenting. And I feel that learning about this will help you just as much as it has helped me. So wait on for that video. And for now, I think I will move on with the other points. So the second point will be to crave out family time. As parents, it is our responsibility to do and to teach our children what is best for them and what is best for us as a family. And the point of time where our children are from 6 to 12, this is really a good time to start developing family time. So family times could be things like having dinner together, because when they were younger, definitely it's a challenge to eat together. Sometimes we are the ones who needs to finish our lunch and dinner earlier, or sometimes we need to feed them, we need to watch over them earlier. So things like that happens when they are earlier in their formative years. But as they hit 6 and above, they are able to sit on their own and take care of themselves while eating. So this is a time where you can crave out family time, as in having dinner together. Again, in the morning, a challenge, isn't it? Children, they need to go to school, you need to go to your office, and to be able to sit together and have that time is quite challenging. But in the evening, when everyone comes back from their work, from their school, that can be a refreshing time. That can be a time where you sit together and enjoy your family time. Or it could be things like having outings as a family during your vacations, or going to visit extended families, or things like that. Anything that you can do together as a family, those are important. This is a time where you start creating family traditions, and whatever you are doing as a family, that's going to become very important for your children. They are going to learn what family looks like through the way that you connect with one another. So it's important that as parents, you crave out family time. And here, once again, prayer time, having a family fellowship time is very crucial. But I would want to be touching on that, speaking on that specifically. So let me move on and take that as the third point. The third tip is nurturing their spiritual aspect. And this is where family prayer time and fellowship comes in. So in the previous video also, I have talked about their spiritual development, where they can learn simple songs or simple Bible verses and short stories and things like that. But now, with age, they are able to understand more. They are more logical. They can understand stories with morals, and children become the rituals that they practice. Therefore, this is a point of time where we should really be emphasizing on going deep in their spiritual aspect. As part of the prayer time, we can encourage them to initiate leading prayers, reading Bible passages, or presenting special numbers, anything to do with spiritual aspect. We can expand it, and they will have vocabularies to express prayers more as well. This will boost their confidence, and when they are in their Sunday school or in social settings, they will be confident enough to express their spiritual side as well. So we should be really working on this, be educated on this, and also be reminded that yes, our churches, our Sunday school teachers have a great role to play in the lives of our children. But let us also remember that as their parents, we are the first role models, and therefore we should not be leaving our children only in the hands of our church and Sunday school teachers, but we should also take the initiative in grooming their spiritual aspect as well. So that was the third point. Now coming to the fourth point, assigning age-appropriate tasks to our children. This is important. As they grow, as they become adult, our aim as parents is to grow them up into independent individuals. And that starts with small things like assigning them to do age-appropriate tasks. So we should encourage them to make their beds, or just to fill in their water bottles, take out their tiffins after they come back from school and keep it in the proper place, do the dishes, help with cooking, sweeping, or mopping, things that they can do according to their age. So we should entrust them with those things and teach them age-appropriate tasks. So that was point number 4. The fifth point is to be involved in their school welfare. And when I say this, I feel that in general, women, mothers are more involved in children's school welfare. And I would therefore encourage fathers to be more proactive in being involved in this aspect as well. Now, gone are the old days where the school authority and parents had less chance to meet each other. These days, educational systems are evolving, and we see that there are many opportunities for the teachers and parents and school authorities to meet and interact. So, when children see fathers turning up in such events, this really boosts their confidence. They feel proud to see you and to introduce you to their teachers and their friends. I'm specifically talking to fathers in this aspect. It would be really nice if you can really be involved in this aspect as well. And apart from meetings in the school, also in the home environment, we as parents, we need to be proactive in communicating with our children, asking them about their favorite teachers, their favorite subjects, what are the subjects that they really enjoy, what are those areas or subjects with which they are struggling or they are finding difficult time, or getting to know about their school environment. So anything to do with their educational, academic welfare, we should be active in getting involved in these things as well. The sixth point will be to develop open communication, encourage our children to be open in their communication. We can do this by creating a safe environment where they feel comfortable to express their feelings and their thoughts. As parents, when we attend to them, when we respond to them, that is how they learn to be responding, to be empathetic, and to let out their feelings and thoughts to us. See, like when they are trying to communicate to us, when they are talking to us and we are always in a hurry and we don't pay attention, we just shut them off and we don't listen to them, then they understand that, oh, my parents didn't want to listen to me. I don't have a place. I don't have the right to talk to them. They are not going to listen to me, or they are not going to understand me, and they shut off. And parents, as I just mentioned, we should be creating that space where our children feel very comfortable to be who they are with us. Allow them to ask questions, to wrestle with their thoughts, and to just ask us what is bothering them. And when they ask us questions, yes, if we have the immediate answer, we responded back, we reply them back. But sometimes, children can really ask very creative questions, mind-boggling questions to which we have no answers. In such times, tell them that you will come back, you will think about that, you will also find answers and come back to them and keep your word. In that way, they understand that they have the right to express their thoughts and feelings to you as a parent, and they appreciate the way we respond to them and definitely the way we communicate at home. That is going to become their communication pattern. So not just encouraging them, but being that person who reflects that, who is that to them, is important. The seventh point is developing our children's social skills. Now, they are young, they are growing, and they are in a phase where they need to be identifying their gifts and talents and how to give that out. And we as parents should be guiding them, should be teaching them, should be there to let them know, oh, you are good in this, you are gifted in this, and encourage them to utilize that for good. This is also a time where their self-esteem and self-confidence really matters. And as we allow them to be exposed to different social scenarios, they build on those things. We should also remember that the words that we use when we are interacting with them, communicating with them, really affects them. So as parents, we should be picking our words very carefully as well. Life is not just about success. There will be tests, there will be failures. And as parents, I think we should be developing our children. We should be letting them know that failures are a part and parcel of life. Failure is healthy for every normal human being, and therefore preparing them to face failures, to accept failures gracefully and still go on with life. I think that's very important. Also, we should be careful about praising the efforts that they put in rather than success. Of course, all of us wants to have successful children, but our children cannot be successful in everything. There will be some things in which they will be good at, they will be successful at, but there will also be things where they will not be that good. And the way we respond to that will really affect them. Therefore, let us be sensitive about the gifts and talents of our children, and also learn not to compare that negatively. Healthy comparison, yes, that is there and that needs to be there. But let's avoid comparing our children negatively and letting them feel let down or unaccepted. They need our encouragement. They need our praise so that their self-esteem and self-confidence is put on in a healthy way. So let's keep that in mind. And with that, let's come into the final tip that I have, and that is number 8. And this is something that which I said that I feel and I think that we should not miss out, and we should be sensitive about this and really educate our children about this. This point I would say is about appropriate physical touch. Now, as young children, when they are 6, 7, 8, teaching them about good touch and bad touch, that's important. In some, it's already a part of the school curriculum. But just because it has been taught in the school does not mean that we as parents leave that to the school authority or to the teachers, or that we shy away from these topics. It's very important for us to be able to communicate this to our children. So if you have no idea how to educate them about good touch and bad touch, I think there are several videos in the internet also, you can find that. Or if it's a part of their curriculum, you can go through that, educate yourself, and then ask them what they have learned and reiterate it again to them. So our children need to be sensitized about this. They need to know about this, because in my experience as a counselor, I have come across many young people who are no more a little girl or a little boy. They're already grown-ups. They're already adults, but they still have these wounds, this guilt, this trauma that is there in them, and this really affects them. Their well-being is very much affected. This haunts them. So as parents, we should be protective, as well as we need to teach them what is right and wrong. We need to teach them how to be assertive, how to say no, how to know their boundaries. And also, when things like this happen, if they face this kind of incident, they should have the courage to come and tell us openly, to share with us openly what has happened. We should tell our children that they have every right to come and share with us about that, and we will be there for them to fight for them. This is something very important. As they grow up, as they reach about 10 to 11 years, they will be at a better age, better time to understand more about these things. But as children, if we do not tell them about these things, sometimes what can happen is they are scared. They know that something wrong has happened to them, but they are scared of the person who has done that to them. they are scared of speaking that out to us as their parents. So we should take the initiative to educate our children early on so that we can protect them and they can also stand up for themselves. Especially, yes, this happens both to men and women, but these incidences happens more to our girls, our little daughters, and therefore we as parents, we should never shy away from talking about these things to our children. Now, as they grow up and as they reach their teenage years, this education will also evolve. This will broaden, of course, okay? So I'll be talking about these things in the next video. But for today, I think I will end with this. So these are the 8 parenting tips for school-going children, the ages of 6 to 12. And I'm sure I missed out a lot of things as well, but whatever I felt is important, and I think and feel that we should be aware about, be educated, and also to guide and to be there for our children. I have shared those things, and please feel free to share your thoughts, share about other points that I've missed out in the comments section so that I can also learn through your feedbacks, and as a community, we can learn from one another. Thank you for staying tuned in, and I will see you in the next video with the next phase. Bye-bye.